Okay, now we're good. Now we're recording. Oh my god, we are semi-professionals. I'm...
Hello?
No, we're good.
Welcome to the show.
You just spit on me.
It's Brie and Shay, and we're having a day today.
It's 9 p.m.
It's actually
this
night.
is very late for us.
It is 9 p.m., y'all. Welcome to 30-ish.
I should text my sister and be like, you should get on my live stream right now.
Get on
Sister.
it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. IG Live.
That was really, really nice. I'm just testing the levels because
No one listened.
It's
my mom's here.
Look at
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
We
Mrs.
might say some
Brie.
dick jokes.
Don't yell that.
I did yell that.
I won't yell any dick jokes. Miss Brie. What's her name?
Miss Bonnie
Miss
Filemeyer.
Bonnie.
She's waving at us. Hello. Well, how are you, Shay?
I'm good, Brianna. I'm just acting like a professional. Yeah.
I also scared Shay because I started our Instagram live so quick that she didn't get
It gave me a fright.
She didn't get a chance to set us up for success.
It gave me a fright.
Mm-hmm.
Name that 90s movie.
Parent Trap, bitch.
Wrong.
Wait.
Oh, shit. I thought it was It Takes Two. I fucked up. I'm not good at this. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Bonnie.
Hashtag nostalgia.
I know.
Mom, remember that?
Hashtag Alzheimer's.
That movie quote? Movie lyric.
Wow, we're all sorts of messed up.
It gave me a fright.
We're all sorts of messed up.
Well, we're not so smoky this week.
No, it's been nice.
Yeah, I can breathe.
How was your week?
My week was good. I called a lot of places about rocks.
Ooh, that sounds very exciting.
So that was fun. And Chris's
I'm
parents
wiping
were
my
in
mouth.
town. Oh, Chris's parents were in town for the last 2 weeks. So we've been hanging out, and I had their puppy was here. Their puppy Bean.
Oh, Bean.
And
What kind of puppy is he?
He's a lab puppy, and he's the snuggliest, most loviest lab puppy. And you start petting him, and he'll just like melt into the floor.
That's cute.
So
That's
it's nice
cute.
to have a little pup around, and the fam. We got to hang out with the niece and nephew, Chris's niece and nephew, a lot because they were with the grandparents. Went to the river.
Wow, you guys were busy little
Cooked
beavers.
a lot of dinner.
Wow,
it was fun.
that sounds like fun.
And it was smoky for them.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good.
That's good.
You were in Texas.
I was in Texas. It was
a quick
170 degrees.
70?
Yeah, it felt like that. I just didn't know. I just had forgotten what it's like when your face burns off and then you look for it in the pool and you still can't find it and you're like,
because it's melted.
Yep, must be a Monday. That's what I said the entire time. And they're like, you need to shut the hell up is what you need to do.
Up. At least you were in a pool.
I was in a pool. I
And
had
not
a
just like sitting out there in
That's true.
170 degree weather.
It's true. I got to hang out with my sister and
Sister?
my sister. And
Is that a Texas thing?
I don't know. I mean,
Caddy says it.
Oh, well,
Caddy?
who isn't here?
Caddy's my best friend, and she also is our most valuable listener.
She is our
maybe.
MVP.
Unless you tell us otherwise, let us know if you are our most valuable listener.
It's true. She's been with us since the beginning.
Oh, gee. Caddy cat. Anywho.
Yeah, so it was super hot. And, yeah. So we just sat in the pool and did nothing.
That sounds nice.
And
you
it was
just hung out
great.
with your mom and your sis.
Yeah. And then I came back and it was wonderfully
Yeah, it's like cool today.
It was weird. And then I rode my scoots and then it rained and I felt like a little kitty cat, but that was just
I can't be in the water.
I can't. I didn't like it. But, you know.
You should have had your kitty cats on your scooter. Would you ever take them for a ride?
I mean, that would mean that I'm like in a whole different level of just I've given up. So I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Here are my cats in my scooter bucket.
Exactly.
Mackenzie's here.
Oh, hi, Mackenzie.
Oh, so is Buddha the
our
cat.
beached whale. Hi, it's been so long, Mackenzie. Oh, where you go? Oh.
Buddha is out.
She's a little beached whale.
She really likes me now.
She does.
She's not afraid of me anymore.
No, she's not.
Like I was afraid of her.
I know.
Well, Hey.
Oh, well, you made us dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah, I made me and Shay dinner. Are you proud of us, Mackenzie? Who's listening to?
Cat in the scooter. I will, Mackenzie, just for you. I'll get him goggles as well.
Yeah, she needs
on my little scoots.
You need to put your cats in a scooter for sure.
With the silver spoon?
Yes. Cats in the cradle, not a scooter basket.
Whatever. You can like riff on shit. That was me riffing on shit. That's as good as I'm gonna get.
That's good. I liked it.
It's not that good. That's whatever.
It was.
Doesn't even matter.
Sorry I made you feel that it wasn't.
Feel inadequate.
But speaking of cats in the cradle, what are we drinking today?
Something real fancy.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't even mention it. But
you didn't even say what it was for dinner.
Oh. We made dinner tonight
well,
because it was 7:30 by the time I got here.
I made rice.
We planned for 5:30, so I was pretty much on time for me.
You were. You only like, what was the word? You only said you were going to be late 5 times.
That's so good.
It was really good. I applaud you. I'm not even being sarcastic.
I'm horrible.
No,
anyway,
you're not.
So we just made some stir fry. I had some veggies from the local farms. Some carrots and broccoli. And some garlic and onion from the local farm. The fucking celery wasn't from the farm. I'm sorry, Shay.
Where was that from?
But it was organic. It's probably from fucking Timbuktu.
Okay.
The capital of celery.
Okay. Is that right?
No.
Oh, I don't
Not at all.
I
made that up.
Gullible Susie.
No. Gullible
Whatever. It doesn't
Gail.
matter. Anyway, it was delicious.
Gail!
Oh my
If anyone worked with us, that's all.
That was actually correct. Okay, moving on.
So we made stir fry with fried egg on top. It was vegetarian and it was delicious.
It was really good.
And now we're drinking a special drink of Topo Chico vodka and lemons. And a splash of lime.
It's so basic it hurts. But that's okay. That's okay.
This is like basic bitch drink number 3, probably.
Yeah, it's right behind
Maybe
pumpkin spice lattes, which I don't do that, so.
No, I'm saying on like the podcast, we've made a few basic
I didn't mean it was
bitch
like smack you in your
drinks,
face.
but that's okay. That's all right.
Anyway.
Well, what did we roll this week?
Double dose of history.
Fucking drunk history today, y'all.
It should be good.
I better get drinking on this for it to be drunk. But we're both.
Yeah, you better this time, for real.
We both talking history.
You should put like a little
today.
floater on yours to make it fair.
I know, because you always are just
Fucking
sucking
jerk.
it down,
Yeah,
and I'm just like, well, I'm getting drunk while I'm talking, and then you're wasted when you do.
And I'm just like, consonants and names are hard. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Fine.
I sound not very educated.
Not wasted.
Most
but,
smartest. Get
know.
a picture of that.
Hey, 2 J Woo people are in the
Oh, there it is.
in the IG live.
They're in the space box. I don't know what that is.
God, J Woo for life, y'all. J Woo for life. Until they close the doors.
And they're gonna
this
forgive all
last
of our
summer.
student loans. It's not gonna happen for real, but
We're open. All right. Well, bye, Ryan and Dylan and Mackenzie and my mom.
yeah.
And everyone else
Bye-bye.
listening on the actual podcast
Yeah.
right now. In your car, in your fucking
In your box.
bathtub, in your box,
Whatever. No judgment.
in your
If that's what you're
sting
doing in your
chamber,
box. Oh yeah.
in your sex chamber. Hopefully not. I don't
mean-
know why you're listening to us. If you are, that's
That's you
don't
know.
do that. In
Hey,
your,
different
in that
strokes for
kind
different
of
folks.
Chamber. That's true.
Literally. Okay, should we stop now?
Strokes?
Let's stop.
As in, never mind. Okay. Cheers and thanks for joining us,
Yes.
friends. We'll see ya next time.
Oh my god.
I always forget where you end this.
Did you guys miss us?
Did you guys?
We were gone for like a whole week. Maybe we should do these every once in a while at night. I feel like a sense of urgency in my bonnet.
Oh, do you?
I don't know what that was about. But
And where's your bonnet? On your head?
yes,
Okay,
for the sake of this conversation, 100%. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the drunk, but what did we say it was going to be? The really buzzed history? Not that really buzzed.
Yeah, because we don't want copyright issues. So, just the mediocre buzzed history. How about that?
History of the drunk?
History of the drunk. I like it.
Of the buzzed. History of the buzzed. No, because then it's like implies that we're doing history on buzzed things.
We're not. Unless it was like of an astronaut or Buzz Lightyear or buzzed vaginas.
Maybe we should do a buzz.
I don't know why we
Forget
buzz
it.
your vagina. Anyway.
Just buzz it. Fucking buzz it.
Just like the buzz cut.
Ew.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Oh no. All right. Here we go.
We should not do these this late anymore. Okay, because Shay just talks out of her like a little butthole. That's fine. Go
Her
on.
buzzed hole?
My bust hole.
How could you do that? You would have to like rip open your butt cheeks to buzz it.
Friend, which I will not say who it is, but she had a traumatic laser hair removal experience where they like fucking lasered her like butthole right off, like like she had to like
skin.
That's what it felt like. She says she has welts on her like little ring of fire.
Her
She told me, I was like, because I've had laser hair removal before, but not as invasive as she has. And I was like, so what do you like? She's like, no, I had to like get down like pretty much on all fours and spread my fucking ass cheeks. And I was like,
all right.
Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, maybe that's how it works. I don't know, but like, that sounds like my nightmare. Like there.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Not only you have to hold, and she's like, you have to hold
while
still.
Lasers.
Right? Yeah. So,
around.
have you ever had any laser hair removal?
No.
It feels like which it doesn't feel horrifying, but getting it done like right on your
tender part,
on the ring of fire, there,
private
like,
parts.
Yeah, like it because it feels like a really hard rubber band snapping at you.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah.
I'll stick to buzzing.
Don't stick to that at all. Like just
fucking buzz. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woo. All right, history. Here we go. Today we're going to be talking about the about Kemet. Have you ever heard of Kemet?
I've heard of. Isn't it a place in Florida? No, that's Kismet. I'm just kidding. Just keep going. No, what's Kemet? No, I've
Kemet
heard of it.
Is AKA ancient Egypt, but it's Kemet is what the ancient Egyptians called it, or the Kemetians, if you will.
You're going all ancient with me.
We're getting
lately.
ancient history, bitch.
Okay.
Bringing it back to the ancient times.
That's what I thought that the ancient history
Which
implied into the title. Got it. Okay. But thank you for clearing that up.
You're welcome, just in case someone didn't understand. So, ancient Egypt, or Kemet, was the civilization of ancient northeastern Africa, concentrated along the lower reaches of the Nile River, aka fucking Egypt, modern day Egypt, the country of Egypt. Okay? So Kemet is what the ancient Egyptians called Egypt. And we're going to learn some hieroglyphics real quick, okay?
How
Via
do we
a podcast.
Learn them
I'm going to tell
I can't
you.
see them.
Get ready. I'm going to describe them.
Oh.
So,
this ought to be a treat.
This is how Kemet was spelled, okay? So, a piece of crocodile skin with spines made the sound of a K.
What?
So, also the hieroglyphics, like, each little picture thing represented a sound of a letter, basically.
I mean, I guess that does make sense. Like, it's
That's
like
how
Braille.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah,
in a way, in a
that's-
weird, different way.
Is that how Braille works?
I mean, I don't think
I'm
that
assuming-
it's just about, like, because it's already
how could
written.
Yeah.
But it's like, in their head, like, they might be doing something. I don't know. Like,
yeah. I don't know if that's yeah, sure.
I
Sure,
just
why
said
not?
it's like it. I didn't say it was it.
Exactly.
Okay, thank
it's
you.
not Braille, Shay.
Validate my ego. God damn it.
Hieroglyphics aren't Braille, but they're close.
I mean,
Similar.
they're similar.
But
They're
you
like
can
a
see them.
fancy Braille. They're like the fanciest of all Brailles.
For like not blind people.
They're like, well, that's fair, but like, I bet you anything, a blind person could read whatever the fuck that was, at least. So it's just a fancier, more elaborate
You're right.
Braille. I know I'm right.
Sure,
I'm just gonna just say this until you tell me yes, and then we can move on. All right, move on.
So the crocodile skin with spines making the sound K, and an owl was the next symbol making the sound M, and a half loaf of bread that makes the sound T.
Kemet. Fuck up. No, it does. Are you being serious right now?
Go look up hieroglyphics and how to spell Kemet, and that is the fucking hieroglyphics.
So what does a dirty sock mean?
Shay, there are no dirty sock hieroglyphs.
Okay, fine.
They're all little weird pictures.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm just saying. Like, what you're telling me is the epitome of just like, okay, and this dirty sock means like it sounds like a
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, got it. Just making sure I'm on the right page.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then there's a round symbol around it which represents a crossroads and shows whoever's reading the hieroglyphics that the context of what that word is actually a place. So if something had a circle around it, it was an actual place. So that's why Kemet, they realized that is Egypt, where in hieroglyphs. Does that make sense at all?
Dude, I would just be like, hey, you know what, you guys? Just sign me up to be the court jester, the equivalent of whatever that is, because what the fuck? I'm not even... No.
Yeah. I don't study hieroglyphs. I just fucking read this and saw it, and I just wanted to reiterate it to you.
It was, I think, about as like... yeah. Okay. Got it.
All right, moving on. So the word chem means black. And however, the people and scholars have interpreted the reference to the color black in the word Kemet in two different ways.
Did they paint it black? I'm sorry.
Like the song?
Yeah.
They did.
Oh, got it.
They wanted
I'm just trying to be referencing. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
I got it.
Move on.
I'm sorry.
You fucked up the joke.
I fucked it up. I want to see you.
What?
The song.
Is
I want to see your face. Doesn't he say you want to see your face painted black?
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
No. I mean...
I want to see your face painted black. You know?
What are you talking my about? Cat black.
Your cat is already
Look
black.
at her. She's like a little owl kitty.
Cambridge University and other scholars have found that say that Kemet is an ancient Egyptian word that references the color of its people, translating to black land or the land of the blacks. Mm-hmm. Some of the earliest travelers to Egypt came in from ancient cultures of Greece and Rome, including Greek philosophers, mathematicians, scientists, writers, poets. And they came to learn from the priests of Kemet. And to the Greeks and the Romans, Egypt was an African country because, I mean, it literally is. And all their artists depicted the Egyptians as Africans with black skin and tightly curled hair. Also, there's one more way that people interpret the color black in the name Chem. And it... some scholars say it's in reference to the color of the silt in the Nile and the fertile soil of Egypt. So there's two different ways people define it. Speaking of the Nile,
nice segue.
Yeah, thanks.
That was great. Very natural.
The flooding of the Nile occurs between June and August, and that fertile soil creates the fertile soil that it creates when the floods recede is vital to ancient Egypt's survival, and that soil is fucking rich and just full of fertility. And it's also which fertility plays an important role in the Egyptian religion, mainly because of this fertile soil that it is built upon.
Right.
And so a little fun fact, they love fertility so much that when they
Do
buried,
they work there now?
That one little example of how it was so important to them is when they buried the pharaoh Tutankhamun, they mummified him with his penis erect.
I was going to say that's where they erected the phallus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never knew that, so now I do.
Now you know. They were obsessed with wieners.
Mm-hmm. And fertility.
A lot of times they would paint them green too, I think, which was a little bizarre.
The green-eyed
monster.
Monster?
There it is.
One-eyed snake?
It's the one-eyed snake, but the green-eyed monster. I've heard of that.
Oh.
But I'm like, why would it be green?
I don't know.
Anyway.
You better get that checked out.
You probably should. It's gonna fall off.
Anyways, enough about mummified erect penises. Kemet was known to be one of the most advanced ancient civilizations. Egypt, we know that too. But, and then a little side note to think about. So people mainly look at ancient Egypt through a European bias. I'm sure I didn't have to tell anyone that.
Okay.
This is because majority of books on Egyptology are written by researchers of European and North American backgrounds. A lot of other books on other things are written like that. Anyway.
They're in a place where they like to keep them. I think it's called a library. I don't know. It's like a grocery store for books.
There are also increasing numbers of Egyptian scholars publishing in English as well as Arabic. And however, comparatively few scholars of African origin or descent work on the subject of ancient Egypt. And their views, when considered African-centered, are often and wrongly dismissed by more mainstream Egyptologists, even though it's literally an African country. It's literally... Yeah. So anyways, that's just a little side note to keep in mind. That
Interesting.
A lot of our fucking bias, I mean, everything that we have learned about it in our school books and shit was written by, Europeans and stuff. So.
Oh, wait. Shocking. Our textbooks are biased?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Color me black.
Chem. Anyway, Egypt, or shall I say Kemet's rulers, their writing, their natural climate, their religion, their powers, their borders have changed many times over millennia, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But let's talk about the people of Kemet, or the Kemetians. Kemetians.
It's like Austinites or Denver. What do they call Denver's peoples?
Denverites?
Denverites?
Yeah.
Well, see, those make sense. I don't know why the Kemenites aren't just called Kemets.
Me neither.
But whatever.
Kemetians.
Go on.
So here's a little fun fact again. I'll have a lot of fun facts for you guys.
You do.
Today.
I like it. Like instead of they're just facts, it's just fun facts.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're like bite-sized
They're
facts.
like fun, bite-sized little
They're
facts.
just teeny. They're not the whole treat. They're just a little bit of the treat.
Yeah, they're a bite-sized, fun-sized.
They just go in your little Halloween bucket. I got you.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Almost Halloween.
It's a little bit of a treat.
Get
got
out
it.
your pumpkin bucket. The
Don't worry, I'm going to
earliest
tomorrow.
migration of hominids out of Africa. So
like
this
the
is
rains?
like the fucking like before humans were really, civilized and shit. Hominids. That took the first migration took place about 2 million years ago, with modern humans dispersing out of Africa about 100,000 years ago. And researchers say that Egypt may have been used to reach Asia in some of those those early migrations. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
Like they just like back 2 fucking million years ago. Anyways, in more recent Egyptian Kemetian history, villages dependent on agriculture began to appear in Egypt about 7,000 years ago. So
that
pretty
is
recent.
Pretty recent.
It's pretty fucking recent. Hashtag recent. And the civilization's earliest written inscriptions date back about 5,200 years ago. So,
I
recent.
mean,
like
yesterday. What do they even know? Jesus.
They were tweeting and fucking TikToking their lives away.
Back before it was even cool.
Could you? Never mind.
What?
I don't even want to imagine a world where that happens.
Where
in Egypt, it's ancient Egypt,
where TikTok was. No, can you imagine?
Wonder what like the equivalent of that would be. Like you look in a fucking pool,
glass of water,
a pool of water,
like a pool of water. Like, look at me, I'm gonna be a star someday.
And you do the fucking Egyptian,
right? And they're like, it's gonna be so cool.
Can you guys do this?
Get back to shoveling your goddamn whatever.
Go build your goddamn pyramid.
They're like, that's right, that's fine. I'm gonna fucking bury you in it. That's what they did.
Go fucking wheel that giant ass rock stone wheel, dumb bitch. Anyways,
stop looking at the water.
Go fucking carve my face onto a fucking mountain, you asshole.
Put it on that lion's body.
Stop TikToking in the pools.
It's never gonna happen.
Of Despirador. I don't know.
It's never gonna happen.
All right, so the Cometians' political and economic values in everyday life were very much based on spirituality, not religion, but spirituality. And the Cometians based their civilizations on the concepts of equilibrium and order, and their political economic values on spirituality. And because of this, it established, surprisingly, an organized society based on principles of racial equality and founded a judicial system inspired by cosmic laws and seeking to make the world and earth a picture of a heavenly world. Wow! What a concept! To treat people equally and fucking abide by the laws of the universe. Like,
I mean,
not being a fucking dipshit. That's the law of the universe. Don't be a dipshit.
That is the law of the universe. Let that shit go and don't be a dipshit. But, you know, like...
Love each other. Anyway. So, their spiritual system of values was known as Maat. M-A-A-T. And it's at the heart of understanding all Egyptian civilization and the foundation of their culture. Basically.
First of all, I'm convinced that I was from this lifetime at some point because this is probably why I don't know how to phonetically say words. Let's be real. Because, like, Maat?
Maat.
That's how I would, like, I think I was just confused all the time back in that time. And I'm just carried it over into this lifetime. And I'm just like, I don't know how to say Penelope.
It's fine. You just did.
I did.
Look at you.
You know what I mean. I can't read it no good.
You could read it. You could read it fine.
I just get nervous.
Maat was also a goddess. And she was the goddess of truth, justice, wisdom, the fucking stars, law, morality, order, harmony, the seasons, and cosmic balance. So basically she was like...
everything?
Maat was both the goddess and the personification of truth and justice.
She was the first overworked woman.
She was. And then
she's like, don't worry.
Actually,
you know what?
Don't worry. Take over.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it because you're just going to fucking do it wrong.
Because you're just going to go crazy on your period and just fuck everything up.
No, I was just saying, like, that's probably like Maat did everything because she was just like, well, she was probably above that shit, number one.
Literally.
And she's like, I'm only going to surrogate if I want to procreate. And number two, like, she's like, that's why she was like the goddess of everything because she was just like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm just going to do it all because everyone else is going to do it wrong. It's the first type A personality.
It is. So the principles and evolution of Maat are definitely worth looking up for every human, but maybe that'll be for another podcast episode.
That's a good one. I like it.
It's very interesting.
Maat's
and just like the evolution of like...
It's pretty dope.
Of how it changed kind of like literally everything in our fucking history. Like...
True.
Oh, it actually started as this, but then these other people got a hold of it and then they changed it into their own thing and then they fucking fucked everything up. Basically, same thing happened with Maat.
It's true. With Maat.
So were the people of ancient Kemet the same groups of people who live in Egypt today? The answer to that is no, because throughout Egypt's history, it had traded and fought with people from other countries, you know, like most places. And I'll give you a little background on how all that came to be. So originally, it was, you know, it was like black Africans that lived in Kemet.
Right.
And then from around 750 BC, the Nubian rulers which were also called Kushites, controlled Kemet. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Nubians because they're pretty interesting. And the Nubian civilization also actually predates Egyptian civilization. So that's even older than ancient Egypt. But their people ended up taking over part of Egypt later on, 750 AD or whatever.
Those dates are insane to me.
Nubia is where the Nubians are from, and it's present day like Sudan basically is where Nubia was back in like the Sudan. Fucking day.
Back in the day.
Back in the goddamn day. Yeah, it's next to Egypt. It's the country next to Egypt right now. Sudan is.
I didn't know that. Thank you for enlightening me.
You're welcome, geography.
I'm enlightened.
So, in 1962, a research team headed by a man named Keith C. Seal, who was the director of the University Chicago Oriental Institute Nubian Expedition, discovered a pharaonic dynasty in Nubia that predated the first pharaonic, like pharaohs.
Damn.
Pharaonic.
Pharaonic.
Pharaonic. I don't know. That's probably not how you say it at all. Period in Kemet.
I like it though.
So the Nubian pharaohs dated before the Egyptian pharaohs of Kemet, basically. So in some literature, it's referred to as ancient Ethiopia. In the Bible, Nubia is called Cush, and today it's called Tasseti, I guess. The earliest artifacts that were found in this region date to around 300,000 years ago, and possibly earlier.
You're saying dates to me that, like, my mind can't even, like...
300,000. How do they even fucking know that? Carbon dating, I know.
Such infants.
I know. We're literally nothing. We're a speck.
We're the worst.
We just keep coming back because we keep fucking shit up. Maybe we're finally gonna learn.
I don't think so. It's gonna take us at least another millennia and at least a couple more, like, hate crimes to figure this out. I hate to say it, but yes.
Anyway, I need some water.
Do you?
I do.
Are you parched?
I am parched.
Oh, well, you should have just drank the rest of that tofu down there.
I should have.
Okay.
Oh, that was better.
Yeah, we crossed the desert to
I was
get
parched.
the water.
40 days and 40 nights we were gone.
It was a long time. It was a long time.
It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
300,000 years ago. Cool. So Kemet and Nubia were closely linked about 6,000 years ago, though. But, again, Nubia was first. What came first, Nubia or Kemet? Nubia.
Smoking a dubia. Sorry.
I'd be Nubia smoking a dubia. I like that.
Right?
That's part of our 30-ish rap. So some not so fun facts.
Oh, okay.
Modern Nubian culture, again, older than Egyptian culture, was affected by the building of, it was recently affected, not recently, that's not the right word. Okay.
It was recently in 3000 AD. Hashtag recent.
So the modern Nubian culture has been affected by the building of the Aswan Dam, which was built in the 1960s. And listen to what happened, Shay.
I'm listening.
I always find these horrible travesties.
You do, actually.
In my stories.
Yeah.
And I always find something about a penis, usually.
Well, you've already done that. That's already off the...
I checked that off the list.
Check.
Oh, God. I don't know where I just went. In my hands. Dam. Where's the dam?
Did they make a dam too?
So the dam prevented the annual flooding of the River Nile. Isn't that fucking great?
Wait.
Which basically is the life source of Egypt.
Right.
They dammed it because they can. That's what they do with everything else. They're damn if they do and they damn
if they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they mostly damn that because do. Okay,
exactly.
So they're pieces of shit.
But that also meant that a huge lake was formed behind where they dammed this.
The Red Sea?
Which also meant that the lake flooded many ancient sites and modern Nubian communities.
Oh, they
killed them. So some temples were actually able to be moved block by block in order to save them, but a lot of the other shit
moved block by whom?
By fucking the people of Egypt.
The guys making TikToks in the back with their sickles?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
They took a break.
They're like, put your sickle down, Junior. Go get that block.
Stop TikToking and you got work to do.
It's fine. Do you think like maybe actually it had like somebody that was chiseling away like the movements as they were TikToking? That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Totally.
It was just like a series of tablets. Of
like one day we're going to find like, what are these?
I wonder if there are like hieroglyphs like that, but we just think
they're just like, oh, this is whatever.
The ancient ritual.
It was like some like
fertility.
Two assholes like just like yeah.
They're like, I'm going to
put the bees in your loincloth. It's really funny. It's not a loincloth. They're not Tarzan.
I don't know their garment names,
it's
but
fine.
I'll ask Mott when I pray to her this evening.
You should. Don't say that.
Mott. That's how I'll call to her. Mott. Mott. All right, back to this. So back to Kemet, actually, now that we talked about the Nubians and how people fucking damned their shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's pretty shitty.
And by their shit, I mean the Nile fucking river.
I know. It's not just like a little,
fuck you.
not like a little creek, like the source.
The goddamn Nile.
It's like it would
Wish for the Nile. Do you want the Nile?
They're like, if it would be
That's
like if
from
somebody
Aladdin.
up here like dammed completely like the Poudre River for us. Right? That's the equivalent.
Except times like 12 because the Nile is fucking huge.
But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, like the Colorado River.
The fucking
It's a
the ocean. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
They dammed the ocean. It would not be the same. Okay, so
Okay,
back to
it
the
made
people.
a lake. It made a lake.
Mm-hmm.
Is that lake still existent today?
I believe so.
Is it the Dead Sea?
It's not.
Oh,
No, because
I suck.
it was from the 1960s. I
Oh.
forget what the lake's called. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I was just curious. It's fine. I'm drunk. I don't remember.
We're drunk.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So back to Kemet and the people and the history of how it is Egypt now, modern day
I really
Egypt.
wish we were recording live right now because they could see all. Every time that you say Kemet or whatever, you just keep putting your hands out like a fucking like freaking
Kemet.
pageant girl.
Like Camelot.
Just like, I like Saturday because it's the best day of all the days. Like, that's you right now, and it's amazing.
I do keep doing that.
Like, I misunderstood the assignment.
I keep like I don't even know.
My uncle's but
All right, Kemet. Kemet.
Exactly. See?
You guys can't see it.
You can't, but I can.
Are you jealous? Anyway, so Shay almost just sprayed her drink
At my nose.
everywhere on my computer.
On my
On
floor.
Buddha.
She's over there. She'll be fine. She could use a good hosing down.
Buddha. Your name is now Mott.
Oh, don't
Anyways.
wish that evil on me.
Later, so just a reminder, I'm still talking about the Nubian people. No, I'm talking about like the process of Kemet becoming modern day Egypt now with the people of Egypt
Copy
now.
that.
Okay. Just a reminder because I lost where I was going to.
I'm sorry. This is supposed to be short, and I apologize. I fucked it up.
So later, the population was affected after the Nubians came in around 750 AD. Another little reminder. The population was affected by the immigration of soldiers, traders, and settlers from outside cultures. Here we go. Ready for the list?
Yes.
Including 2 Persian invasions. Macedonian Greeks ruled Kemet for 300 years, and then the Romans took control of Kemet in about 30 BC, and then it became an Islamic settlement in AD 642. That's a lot of shit going on. So obviously there's a lot of different cultures like coming in, coming out, mixing together, fucking each other. All
As you do.
the ancient times.
As you do.
So the Persians ruled Kemet from their own country.
Mm-hmm.
The Greeks, in contrast, lived in Kemet and adopted all the Egyptian culture and traditions.
Okay.
But however, they changed the language to Greek when they were in control. Then the Romans came in. They were absent rulers, but a lot of the large numbers of their army lived in Kemet. And then they also really liked promoting Egyptian culture and kind of made their own version of Egyptian culture. Sounds familiar.
Okay.
And then the last hieroglyphic inscription dates to AD 394, and this was after the time of Christianity that was actually present in the country during the 1st century AD, and then Christianity became the dominant religion, and then they didn't use hieroglyphs anymore. That was the last of the hieroglyphics.
Fucking Jesus.
And then early Islamic rulers maintained cultural links with early Egypt, and then the language was changed to Arabic at this time, and the religion to Islam. So that's where it stands pretty much today. Many people forget that Egypt is, in fact, part of the continent of Africa. And
really?
yeah.
How do they forget it?
I don't know. People are smart.
Although most smartest.
At least that's what this article said, that a lot of people don't even consider, well, because it's considered the Middle East, even though it's part of Africa. But
I guess I've never considered it part of the Middle East, but that makes sense.
But it's, yeah.
Huh.
And because it is like, it's more adapted to those Islamic cultures now.
I guess it makes sense though, because I'm just always been interested in like Egypt and Egypt culture, so I know where it is on the map. So people just don't. Like, I've met somebody like the other day that it was just like, I don't know like what Africa looks like. Like, how the fuck do you not know what Africa looks like? Like, have you not seen? She's just like, well, I just don't. Like, I just had like headaches when I was like a little kid, so that part like always, like, it just kind of fell out of my brain. So I was like, okay. I mean, and she's really, really intelligent. She's like, and I've just been always so embarrassed, like, about how, just where everything is on the map. I've just never like looked it up. So she just finally got the balls to like ask me, and I was like, what? Can I? I'm like, and it all started with like, so where is Alaska? And I go, excuse me. And I was like, can you draw? I said, before I answer that question, can you draw it on a map for me, please? And she drew it, and it was like, she drew like, it was North America, and then it had Canada, but like not a triangle, but like a rectangle. But then on the right side of it, if I'm like looking at the map, was Alaska.
On the right?
On the right. And I was like, oh, honey, baby cutie pie. Like, no.
Little sweetie, sit down.
Little sweetie, sit down. But she's just like, and it's interesting though, like what
we're oblivious.
I retain. And you know what I realized though? Like, did you ever do like the where you had to color in all like the shit? And I'm like, I bet you anything that's probably what has burned. I mean, yes, I can look at a map and I can like look at shit, but I remember where certain shit is, even though I've never been there, because I bet you because of those fucking colors. I'm like, learning works.
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention enough, and I'm horrible at geography.
I must have had to color those things like 45 fucking, not because I failed the class, but because it just, we kept doing that every single year. So I'm like, oh my God, there was a reason why the teachers were using the tools.
They were.
I got it now. I got it. But just that one thing, I could not do algebra for you if my life depended on it.
It's fine.
I'd be fucked.
Don't. Well, we're not doing algebra today. We did not roll math.
We will never roll math. That's why that is not a subject on our fucking diet.
What if math was one of our topics?
You would just hear.
No one would listen.
30 minutes of me crying in the microphone. That would be like, and see, that was 8th grade for me. Okay, moving on.
I failed geometry. Anyways,
I love geometry. I couldn't do I failed algebra, I think, one time. I did summer school.
Oh, damn.
Because I wasn't paying attention. And I was all complicated. And I was like, I like good Charlotte. And they're like, you can just do summer school then, Shannon.
Great. Benji plus Joel equals love.
I understand my feelings. Stupid. Stupid.
What is that? Do you remember Together on MTV? The band Together?
Probably.
It was like,
I don't remember any songs.
You plus me equals something. And then they had the song that was like, say it, don't spray it. I want the news, not the weather. Say it. It was like a fake boy band mockumentary reality show, and they were called Together.
I swear they should really make an MTV like channel that's just MTV Classic, and I would watch that shit. I do not remember that, but I bet you I would love it now.
Original, like the old Real Worlds and shit.
Yes, like I never watched them at the time, so I never watched them. So
I know it was always blocked. I always missed most of the seasons because my sister
you had
would
such a
always.
Cute little life that your parents like blocked that shit.
Yeah, it was really fucking cute. Shay.
My sister,
my dad just yelled at me every second, and so did my mom, and I just got grounded for nothing. And I clean my room every weekend.
My sister and I just like watched Rock of My Life and ate cheese tacos. Again, not quesadillas, but cheese tacos. That shit was microwaved in the microwave. It was fucking foul. This could be a good episode. Let me just tell you that. Anyway, go on.
All right, well, that's pretty much the end. So we ended it on motherfuckers don't know where Egypt is. That's the end of my presentation today.
I feel like I'm back in 8th grade and that would be the end of your actual presentation. Just be like,
hey, motherfuckers, listen up. It's Brianna Lee. That's what I called myself in high school.
Did you really? Because you were super complicated as well?
No, I made everyone call me Brie.
Did you really?
I did.
They're like, Brianna. You're like, it's Brie.
No, they were like, Brianna. And I was like, No.
Brietta, like stone?
Brianna.
They're like
Brietta Stone.
Like Brietta Stone.
That's Rosetta Stone.
I'm an idiot.
I was like, call me Beyonce.
See, this is why I probably grew up in Egypt at one point. Why I had a... I'm a billion years old, you guys.
My friend grew up in Egypt, Annie.
Annie?
Yeah.
Like the ox breed?
What? What? The Oxfrey?
No, like, isn't it Annie Oxfried? That was a stretch. I'm sorry. It is really late, you guys.
Not even close.
Oh, it's Ollie.
Ollie Oxenfree. But close to Annie. What did you say? Well, should we move into our next history
I think
segment?
we figured out what the episode of this episode is.
Annie Oxenfree?
Annie Oxen. I think it said Annie Oxenfried. Is what I said. But it's Ollie
Antifreeze? Ollie Oxenfree. You didn't say ox. You said sin-free or something.
I think I probably
Annie
dropped a
Sin-free?
syllable.
I think you did. And now I'm about to drop this beat.
I don't know that one.
It's a good one.
It sounds like a good one. All right.
Are you ready for
Are you ready?
history number 2?
History number dos.
History number booze.
I sprayed a lime on my chest, so that was nice.
And I drinked it all up. Put a lime on my coconuts. You
I didn't
put a
mean
lime
to.
on your
It
coconuts.
sprayed at me like a freshly popped zit. That's what it felt like. It felt like I've never had a
like
lemon
popped?
pop like that. It was weird, and I felt unsettling.
Old.
Oh, well. Drink up, Buttercup.
I mean, it's fine. It's not like poison.
It's fine.
But that's probably why it popped, because it was like dry.
Oh, probably. That's true.
Dry.
Okay. Are you ready?
That was beautiful.
I know. I'm a little snockered. Well, obviously, because I don't even like know what was it?
History?
Ollie Oxenfried was.
Ollie Oxenfree.
I said Annie, like the Oxenfried. I was like, no, not that at all, you dum. Okay.
Is that what you yell when you like win that like tag game?
I
like,
think it's something.
It's like some sort of tag.
I had a dog named Ollie, and I named him Ollie after that. I don't know why I named him Ollie.
You didn't name him Annie?
I did not name him Annie. Okay, so for my history report, my drunken history report, I'm going to be covering the Tower of London.
London Bridge is falling down. Oh no, that's
the bridge.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's not right. Do you know anything about the Tower of
I
London?
don't know anything. I know about the Tower of Terror.
Well,
Is it the same?
It's not the same. It's not in Kismet.
What?
Wow, I paused like there was laughter, and there's not laughter. There's just crying on highways. So, the Tower of London. Okay, so the full name for the tower actually is, we'll start it off with an official name. What do you
Wait.
think it is?
The London Tower.
Oh, you're not
Would
even
the
close.
Werewolf of London be in the Tower of London?
I wish it would be, but thank you
Oh.
for that. That was
I hope your roommate heard that. And your
Oh, she probably is like,
his
she's just like, probably like, shut
vodka
the
stealing boyfriend. Anyways,
Not just
what?
vodka stealing. Ladies and gentlemen, he filled up the rest of my vodka bottle with water. A 33-year-old man doesn't know how water works, so that's pretty cool.
Maybe you should watch the movie Waterworld starring Mel Gibson.
I mean, that would be pretty dope. And the late Dennis Hopper, rest in peace. But
anyways, moving on.
moving on.
Special
Doesn't matter.
times.
She doesn't
Hashtag
listen. She doesn't
30-ish.
listen to this. It's fine.
Hashtag 30-ish.
Hashtag
When you
30-ish.
have to put water in someone's vodka bottle because you stole it because it's your roommate's.
Hashtag high schooler days. Like, what am I doing? I'm a grown ass independent woman, and like I'm having to like
Go get a fucking shooter
Right?
on the street.
What's
sir.
happening? Anyway, we'll move on. So any
Shoot
other
her down.
guesses? Any other guesses?
The London Bridge.
Nope. You were close though. Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress. You were close.
Oh, wow.
That's the full name. Oh, comma, the Tower of London. So, anyway.
Wow. I don't know anything about this. I'm excited.
I know. Okay. Well, I'm glad. You don't know any, like, you don't, like, everyone usually kind of wraps this into where, like, all the executions took place. A bunch of torture happened there.
Nope.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Shay,
wow.
I did not pay attention.
Wow.
I actually came to the realization today I hated history so much in high school
history.
because I just knew they were feeding me crocks of shit.
Why? How did you know that?
I didn't, but
You're
I
like,
never wanted to pay attention.
I was so
I didn't like
enlightened.
dates, and my teachers were boring.
I was so enlightened. I was like,
I
you know
was.
what?
I
Fuck
just
this
knew
and
it.
fuck geometry. Like, I don't even care. I don't even need it. I don't need shapes.
I don't need it.
Perfect. Okay. So in the
I love it now, though.
You do love it now.
Because I love learning about history.
Oh, well, that's fair. Well, in the 1070s, I'm going to have you learn it right now. So in the 1070s, which
the 1070s.
Again, like, I mean,
that.
it doesn't compare what you were talking to, but like for me, it's still like a weird sentence to say, but whatever.
It's not like the 1400s. It's like the 1070s.
Yeah, the 1070s. Not like the 1970s. Not like when there was like bell bottoms and shit. Like the 1070s.
It's like 17. Never mind.
Are we gonna try fractions now? Okay. So William the Conqueror, fresh from his victory of the Battle of the Hastings, not just of the Hastings, just of Hastings. I don't know why I said the. I'm all cocky because I'm like, I'm gonna talk about English stuff, so I'm gonna be able to pronounce all their names. Hell yeah. Okay, so
hashtag English.
Hashtag winning. But anyway, so he won that battle, but he was nervous of rebellion, so he began to build like a massive stone fortress in London, so like a massive pillow fort, but with stones.
Oh.
So he's like, no one could get in
Rip rap?
What?
Remember how I told you I literally had to look up so many different kinds of stones this week?
Oh.
One of the stones I had to find was rip rap. Do you know what rip rap is?
You just said that you had to buy a lot of rocks. You didn't say like you had to go look up a bunch of rocks.
I had to go look them up and find them where I could locate them to be delivered.
Oh. Well, that sounds...
Rip rap.
Rip rap sounds like a bunch of riff raff.
That's how I remember. That's literally the only way I remembered the name of it. Anyway, here we go.
I like it.
Stones. Hashtag stones.
Hashtag stones.
Hashtag
so he built
stoner.
Big old stoner. Except I'm not. But you are. That's okay. So he built it to defend and to proclaim his royal power. So
Damn.
I know, right? So William intended his mighty castle keep not only to dominate the skyline, but also the hearts and the minds of the Londoners. Oh. And
look at my tower.
I mean, honestly,
and then look at my tower.
Right? So it's like
my pants.
Like to me, it's like right. Like that's exactly what I thought. Like it's like the equivalent of like a lifted fucking truck.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at these sick rims, bro. But also I can go poppity pop pop pop. Like. And look, these undercarriage lights. Like that was the Tower of Terror.
Drawbridge, bitch.
Right? Like look at how that goes up and down, up and down. That could be your night, girl. But anyway. Look at my dick. Okay, so that's what there's.
That's basically what he was saying when he built this tower.
Look at my. He's saying like, look at my erected phallus. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying.
Because they couldn't mummify it.
No, he couldn't mummify it.
No, they didn't do that in 1070s.
And he was like, "Don't do that. Don't do that roll.
Don't
do that to this roll of quarters. No, sir."
That was so like 750 AD, BC.
They're like, we're. What do you think the TikTok of that time would be? Would it just be like some poor like little chap like in his like with his like little dust broom and he's just like dinking around like
it's just like on a paper like the flippy the flip books. It's like a flip book TikTok.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
It's a flip book TikTok. Flip book TikTok. Oh my god, we need to make those
100%
of like cartoon dances flip books.
Fucking trademark that shit. No one can take that. Okay, so
that's ours.
That's ours.
Hashtag 30ish TM.
That's amazing. I
flip
like
book
that.
TikTok flip book.
That would be actually. That sounds really time consuming, but it sounds also amazing.
But
it's
we
like,
could. Couldn't you
I
take frames from a video and make it a flip book?
You can, but like I think ours would be if we want to do like original
Just
pieces of art. It would be like
stick
stick
figures?
figures. Yes, 100%.
We could make our
Simpatico. Look at that. Yeah.
That's literally the only kind of flip books I would make were stick figures because
Right.
what else could you make as a fucking
Non-artist.
normal human being?
As a non-artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I was like, well, I'll make this stick figure move up and down and grow taller and shorter.
and there's
at the
like
same
a
time.
big, it's like a big blood droplet, like for when they get killed or whatever. But that's all I can do to convey that he died. So,
I just drew flowers also erecting from the ground.
or I would just scrawl X's over the eyes.
You would just kill them? Yeah,
Yeah.
you fucking would, Shay.
Yeah, I would. Anyway,
You fucking would just have a flip book of a dead man. Just kidding.
buried in the backyard.
Of a stick figure getting murdered.
Yes. Okay. So Mr. William was like, "Look at my dick," and then the tower. So the tower itself took around 20 years to build. So it took a long time for people to look at his fucking dick. And the castle was one of the first in England to have a freestanding tower keep or donjon dungeon.
I was like, a donjon?
I'm just phonetically speaking that. So the 2-story rectangular tower was so impressive it gave its name to the whole castle, the Tower of London, as most people know, but you do not, because for whatever, you misunderstood the assignment. Okay, so the keep only received its now famous name, the White Tower, thanks to a whitewashing project in 1240 using white lime, which to me just sounds like a
It's
crazy...
funny that you're talking about whitewashing because that's
Well, to me, it just...
kind of what I talked about earlier in my history was whitewashed of
Kind of.
Kemet, and then you were just talking about whitewashing.
Right, and
I was
mine
like,
just...
oh, actually...
Right,
like,
mine just sounds like an actual fixer
literally.
upper like episode. They're like, hey, you want to like increase your property value by 20 grand? Just whitewash that brick. And it's like, okay, like, and they're going to whitewash it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So, like, they just got out that shit and they're all good. They're the first chip of Joanna Gaines and they were on board. Okay, so...
And then his dick was a tower.
His dick was a tower. He was like, he whitewashed that dick. Okay, so during the 12th and 13th centuries, the... let's see. The fortifications were extended beyond the city wall. The White Tower became the nucleus of a series of defenses enclosing an inner and outer ward. The inner curtain, quote unquote, has like the dick curtain has 13 towers surrounding the White Tower.
I'm gonna touch your inner curtain tonight, girl. Your inner curtains. Gross!
Jesus Christ!
Ew.
That is so vulgar.
I'm not gonna say what.
You already said it. Oh my
No,
word.
I didn't. I didn't already say it.
You said enough.
I said enough.
You talked about
but I didn't
curtains,
already say it.
And you were going to get all in the curtains. And I'm like, I don't know. Nobody wants that. Okay. So, anyway.
Don't call them curtains.
You were calling them curtains yourself.
I know. I'm telling, I don't know, someone to not.
Okay.
Just don't.
Don't call them curtains.
I once heard someone call them meat curtains. And I will never forget it. And I makes me want to throw up.
I hate that I have a thing.
Hashtag college. No one called mine that. Let's just be clear. Not to my face. Oh my God. All right, moving on. Sorry, little brother Austin, who is a precious gem.
Yeah, nobody called your older sister's vagina meat curtains.
Wow.
Holy shit. We should not record this late at night. Oh my word. The devil comes out to play. Okay. Jesus. Okay, anyway. So, the non-meat curtains, they had the 13 towers surrounding the White Tower. Which
Wait, what? 13
Okay.
towers?
So there's 13 towers that surround. So it was called a curtain, like around this other tower.
Okay.
So I guess if you wanted to think about it, like a meat tower, if you will, around the tower.
Oh, weird.
Oh, I'm gonna vomit. Okay, so they were surrounding I almost said meat tower. was exactly what it was.
I took too long on mine. Shay got too drunk.
Yep,
No, I'm just kidding.
And and that white tower actually was known as the Bloody Tower, which you. We're not gonna get through this. Okay, so it was also called the Bloody Tower, the Beauchamp Tower, and the Wakefield Tower. So the outer curtain is surrounded by the moat, or by the moat, originally fed by the Thames River, but drains and it's been drained since 1843. The wall outside the moat has whoops. It has whoops.
I thought you were saying whoops.
I think I was saying whoops, and I pronounced it whoops. Whoops. I was very British.
All right, you little Texan.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, whoops-a-daisy.
Oh, whoops-a-daisy.
Pish, pish, poppycock.
That's how we speak in Texas.
I thought we were doing British accents.
We are, but you were saying Texas, so I was super confused.
I wasn't.
Oh.
What?
Oh my God. Let me back up. Okay, so the outer curtain is surrounded by the moat. God, you're going to have such a hard time editing this tomorrow, Shay. Okay. Originally fed by the Thames River, but it has since been drained since 1843. The wall outside the moat has like little kind of things for cannons. Beside them, modern artillery pieces are are fired ceremoniously on state occasions. The whole complex of buildings covers 18 acres. Yeah, so it's just like, I mean, it's just
Watch out, we're blowing the cannons today.
It's just like, okay, you have never been to like a Texas Longhorn game, for instance, but like
No.
But I don't know, have you been to like any, I don't know if they do this have you ever gone any
Johnson and Wales?
Have you gone to the Johnson and Wales games? They were very prestigious, the Johnson and Wales. They just threw a teacup in the air and it just shattered, and it was like, oh, game over.
You threw a breadstick into a fucking
and they're like,
Lexan.
and they go and they look at all the people that attended to the baseball or the football game, and they're like, you all owe $9,000, and that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. And they still went bankrupt, but
and they had to close.
Nobody's listening. Okay,
I know. They're like, what the fuck are you guys even talking about? We're talking about our college closing this year. Anyways.
The mighty Wildcats, but this should have been called the Griffins. Okay, so the whole complex of buildings covers 18 acres, or, I guess an English term, 7 hectares.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that conversion?
Yeah, remember when we talked about hectares?
When?
On our episode?
When?
When I talked about, like, the fucking fires and shit? Wait, like, fucking...
I mean, give me,
like, one of the original... I was talking about the hectares of, like... We had a discussion because I was like, hectares? I'm pretty sure it was about global warming and
gotcha.
Fucked up deforestation.
It's like when a friend of mine who's just now starting
to gigatons.
Oh, that's fair. But like, it's just like when my friend, like, he's just now listening to the podcast, and he's like, "Oh, so you have a face tattoo?" I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You have a face tattoo?" I was like, "No, I don't." And he goes, "Yeah, you do." Like, I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot I had done my whatever," and that was like one of our second episodes. And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm totally like, I could go to jail now. Like, it's cool now. Like, I got my face tattoo. I need to get a little tear. I'll be fine." So it'll be great. I was like, I forgot about that. So it's interesting talking to people that haven't listened to it yet, and they're just not listening. They're like, "Oh, it's like this and this." I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
I know.
It's crazy. Like,
we've done so many episodes.
He talks about like I know, it's crazy. He talks about like, I don't know, just like about our Michael Jackson episode and all that stuff. Like, oh, that was, God. He's like, "Do you record it all at your house?" I was like, "Yeah." Why? He's like, "Well, you were at like Brie's house one time." I was like, "Oh yeah, oh my God, we were for a minute." Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That sucked.
Anyway, no, it didn't suck. It was fun. It was fun.
It was good for you to drive 30 minutes. Shay just exploded her ice water, and by ice water I mean Topo Chico vodka
in my eyes.
My fucking right nostril will not stop running.
Are you allergic to
goddamn peppers in our stir fry?
Oh, that's probably true. But it was good though.
It was good. I kind of have to blow my nose.
Go get a Kleenex.
Okay, hold on.
Pause. During the Tudor period,
the Tudors starring that one hot guy.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
What is that guy's name?
I don't know. I think I know who you're talking about.
There's some hot guys and girls in that one.
I never watched that series.
I didn't either, but I remember the commercials, and I was like, I really wish I could watch this, but I don't have HBO. Oh. That dude. What is that guy's name?
I have no idea. Because I can see his eyes, but I can't remember.
I only see his eyes and his lips and his jaw.
Big, luscious lips.
Anyway,
so during the Tudor period, the use of the tower began to change, with visits from the monarch declining, but with many important prisoners held there, and an increase in the use of the complex as a storehouse for the nation's artillery. The number of major modifications began to decline, although some were spurred on by fire and naval threats, until changes in warfare meant the tower became like less important as an artillery base. So they're like, we gotta find a fucking use for this, because otherwise it's just like a pretty little fucking dick tower in the middle of our town. So,
in the middle of 13 other towers, in the middle of with a moat.
So they're like, we know exactly for that fucking a good use for that.
I mean, all that shit's still there.
Yeah, so it's still there. So like, we know an exact use for that fucking white shafty shaft in the middle of our town. Let's put a bunch of fucking criminals in it.
Perfect.
So from the 12th to the 20th century, it was used as a prison.
They'll just jump out and kill themselves.
100%.
And we don't have to fucking take care of them anymore.
Right, but that's not exactly what happened. So during this time, the historic structure gained its great notoriety in the English nation, symbolizing oppression enforced by the wealthy class and the ruling
symbolizing oppression.
Pretty much. And the ruling place of the entire country. So, however, almost all of the prisoners that waited for their death sentence in the Tower of London were not executed there.
So, wait, they were only...
Right. So, everyone kind of thinks that everyone was executed there, but actually that's not the case at all.
But it was where the people that were supposed to get executed would wait?
Yes.
Or did all prisoners get executed?
No. Like, most of the prisoners that there would wait... No, some were let free. But the people that were waited at execution were not actually executed on the premise.
But they were all stored there.
They were stored like
stored.
Canned goods. They were pickled and refined, and they were stored. They were canned correctly up there. Yes, but in the they were not just stored there. Okay, so yes, they weren't killed there, but they were killed actually. The ones that did get executed, they were executed in the nearby notorious Tower Hill to the north of the castle, where 400 people were killed during its time as a prison, but 22 executions took place within the Tower of London. But those were mostly like wealthy people who wanted privacy. Because back then, remember, like it was like when people were executed, it was like a fucking grand affair. Like you could bring your cat, you could be like, "Hey, Janet." Actually, no. Probably,
you want to go watch the execution tonight?
It's like, bring your fucking rotten head, like your tomatoes, all of your lettuce. Like, they had shit. Like, they were like, don't throw that shit in the garbage. Save it for that poor motherfucker that's getting, like, killed because he didn't pay his tax bill.
Very sustainable.
100%. They were way above the composition times. Like, it was great. Composition. Compost times, not composition times. That's not a word.
That ain't a word, but it is today.
No, but... They were way different kind of compost.
Did you have to have like more money to like get a private execution?
So it was mostly like for like people that were like lords and ladies, and like they were the wealthiest of wealthiest, or they were like the kings or queens or whatever that was.
Got private,
and they got to have private executions, so they didn't have to be like had lettuce thrown at their fucking bodies as the guillotine came down and like whopped their neck off.
What is just like
it's fucked up, right?
Could you?
No.
The answer is no. How many times have I said?
No. The answer is no.
Could you imagine a TikTok?
Could you imagine like chest this shit out, like just playing like some awful like fucking like harpsichord bullshit in the background, like as their background beat as the head comes lopping off, like I don't even know how to imitate a harpsichord.
Fucked up.
But you know what I'm talking about. So
For
anyway,
real. Or like a fucking
What else do they
make
have?
a meme of it.
Like a mandolin, like playing in the background, like a hardcore mandolin.
Like the fucking drunk guy in Sleeping Beauty that drinks so much wine and plays the mandolin.
100%.
And he's just like fucking freestyling to the execution.
Right? And they're just
on
like,
a TikTok.
but like with like different types of like, but I guess they don't have like different types of strobe lighting, right? Because they don't have that kind of lighting, but they had like different kind of like pitches of fire. So they have different kind of, it'll be great.
Different like
flames.
Sizes. Yeah.
Sizes of flames.
Sizes of torch. That they just flame throw.
Perfect.
Wow, we need to write a book.
We should, a coffee table book of like what you didn't want to know, but now you know.
Mm-hmm. We will. One day. With our board game. It'll be a board game and it'll be a coffee table book about literally just every page is the most random ass fact that makes no sense to the next one. So it's like, oh.
Yeah.
From our podcast.
100%. I like it.
Sell it at Urban Outfitters.
Right. For like $45.99.
Easy.
93 cents. Let's
the
be real.
Kids will be fucking eating that shit up.
Out of the palms of our hands.
Literally.
Perfect.
With our masks on.
Of course. Okay. So.
And our gloves.
Do you wear gloves?
I don't. Okay. But if they were eating them out of the palms of our hands, we probably would have to.
Yeah, so you'd be very safe.
It'd be very sanitary.
Right.
And out of the temperature danger zone.
Anyway, but in the nearby notorious Tower Hill to the north of the castle, I already said that. So,
here we go.
Okay, so I already said all that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here are some people that were killed, either in the Tower of London or outside the Tower of London, like the most famous people. So, William Hastings, he was, I believe, killed in 1483.
Wait, wasn't the tower named after a Hastings?
No, he was William. What was his name? William, the Conqueror. He won the Battle of Hastings, but he was not.
Oh,
no.
That was the Battle of Hastings.
Yes.
Got it.
I think. I don't know.
Jesus, Brianti.
Although it could have been the same guy because his name is William Hastings. So who knows? There probably was a lot of Williams.
There's probably a lot of Hastings.
I might have fucked that up, so it's fine. Okay, so
Viola Hastings.
Right. So
that's from She's the Man. If anyone watches that movie 78 times,
good call.
Like I have.
I've only watched Drop Dead Gorgeous 78 times, so sorry.
Okay, well,
whatever. But She's the Man is on HBO, so I might watch that later. Okay, so
you ever watched it?
Oh my god, yes, I've watched it 100%. I just haven't watched it as much as Drop Dead Gorgeous. So, speaking of Channing Tatum, so bless up. So anyway, it was pretty adorable. Okay, so he was killed by decapitation. William Hastings struggled to secure the throne of Edward IV by supporting his sons, the two little princes, who actually were assumed to have been killed in the tower. In the tower itself.
The two little princes?
Yeah, right. So he essentially, how to put this in a long story short, he was advocating for these two little princes, I guess, who I think were bastards, I believe, or they weren't bastards, or they were something. There was a fight over the like kind of the legitimacy of the throne, and William Hastings was somebody that was vying for the legitimacy of these two little princes.
Oh wow!
And it was okay. So Edward IV was the father of the two little princes, right? Okay, so the two little princes actually were assumed to have been killed in the tower itself, which is a whole other type of story within itself, because their bones that are assumed to be theirs were found in 1674 in a trunk, when some like carpenter was like, "Oh, what is this?"
In the tower?
In the tower, and they're like, "What is this? This must be like some scars of some shit." And they pull it out from I guess it was like stoned up, and then he pulled it out like, "Oh, that's some children's bones." So like, I guess it had been in there for like 200 years, something like that. So somebody had killed these boys, and they still don't know who did it. All this kind of stuff.
But they like had disappeared.
They had disappeared, yes. So, and this is
and they found them in a trunk?
They found the boys in the trunk, yes. So, anyway.
That is not some junk in the trunk.
No, it's not. It is.
Shit,
but William
that
Hastings,
is some evidence.
Right. So William Hastings was an advocate for their father to be the heir of the throne. But they were like, "No, you got to go because we don't." Yeah, no. So anyway, so they killed him And I don't know what happened to Edward IV, but also his sons obviously were killed. So anyway, so he was killed by decapitation, and it was very ruthless back then.
Shit.
So also Anne Boleyn, which I'm sure you've heard of her name.
Anne Boleyn?
Anne Boleyn?
I think so.
You probably have heard of her name. She's in that popular film with Natalie Portman. So.
Oh, another Boleyn girl?
Another Boleyn. Yeah, so that's her.
I did watch that with Scarlett Johansson.
So, yeah,
it was a very strange
It was
movie.
strange, but it was kind of.
Sister, incestual, weird, fucking.
It was incestual, but
love triangles.
But Anne Boleyn was a little nuts. So, she was, in 1536, she was executed also by decapitation. She was the second wife of King Henry VIII and was wrongly convicted of adultery, incest, and treason.
I do remember all that from the movie.
So.
Starring Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson and that one guy from, like, Gladiator or some shit.
Was it Gladiator? Yeah, I think you're right. You are right.
I literally don't know how I remember that, but I do. That movie came out, like, when I still lived in California.
God, yeah, that must have been, like, what, 2007? 2006? 2006? Had to be 2006.
Maybe I watched it with
she still looked like a baby. She still looks like a baby, let's be real.
She was. Well, I moved here in 2004, and I watched it with one of my best friends in California, but maybe we watched it when I, like, went to visit.
Okay.
But it was definitely, like, 2000.
It's an older movie.
It was, like...
It has to be 2006.
An O-something. It wasn't...
I think it's an 06.
06, got it.
All right. I'm going to laugh if I'm right.
Another Boleyn girl.
Another Boleyn girl.
I remember their dresses and the guy and the fucking...
Yeah, and she gave birth to, like, I think it was Elizabeth the
Oh, wasn't it Keira Knightley?
Elizabeth the First? No.
In that too?
Was she? You might be right.
Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman.
You might be right.
Pop culture.
Which, fun fact, Keira Knightley also played one of Natalie Portman, Queen Amidala's handmaidens in Phantom Menace 1. That's the nerd in me. Okay, let's go. Moving forward. Boom. Okay.
Damn it! What are we talking about?
It doesn't even matter anymore. Jane Boleyn, she was also executed by
another Boleyn
girl. She was executed by decapitation. And she helped provoke the murder of the two queens and her cousins, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. So, there you go.
I need to watch that movie. Actually, I don't want to watch that movie again. I
but
just
it's
need to
okay
read some shit.
Because Catherine Howard was also killed by decapitation. Catherine Howard was a crazy and
what else?
And I guess it describes her as like she was a crazy and disinterested girl who was killed for I don't know what disinterested girl means though.
She was disinterested.
She
with
was
the
like
world
she liked cats
society.
and knitting. We didn't like her.
Yeah,
she was wasting her ovary potential.
Yeah.
So she was killed for adultery at the age of 18. Which I'm like, that seems hardly disinterested. She seems very overly interested in a married young man, is what that sounds like to me, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. So then you had Jane Grey. I love these names, by the way.
I know, you do. And they're so...
just easy.
English.
Right? So she was executed again by decapitation. She was a queen that manipulated
So were all the fucking queens just like decapitated? They're like, you
let
spoke.
Their heads fucking roll. Yep.
You spoke out of turn.
You should have been barefoot in the kitchen, you assholes. So.
Your cat liked that one too. Was that Colonel or was that Buddha?
Why? What happened? Did she meow?
Meowed.
If you got your hand close to her, she meows. She just gets nervous.
I didn't.
She's weird. Where is Colonel?
Colonel's outside.
No, he's not. He's in here. He's probably in the bathroom sleeping. Anyway, he doesn't matter. He's a male. She knows the queen that she is. Anyway, she's like.
She knows she's a queen.
She knows she's a queen. Okay, so she was again so she was a queen. Manipulated by her family, particularly ambitious. That's a weird sentence. Lady Jane Grey was a queen manipulated by her family, particularly ambitious. Period.
Lady J Gay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
Lady J.
Wow, I think I wrote this all wrong because the next sentence says she suffers the consequences in their places.
This is drunk history. Holy shit.
She knew what she was doing, is what I think I meant to say.
Was fine.
Anyway, moving on, because I'm just going to leave that as it is. Okay. So, this... we have a male. The Earl of Essex. He was executed in 1601. He was executed by decapitation. And
wow, a man was executed now?
He was the favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, but he rebelled, which I think Queen Elizabeth I was Anne Boleyn's daughter, I believe. I could be wrong. But he rebelled against her and was imprisoned, then executed. So she was like, yeah.
How many Queen Elizabeths?
I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine. Watch.
I'm going to give me some.
Well, Elizabeth right now, Queen Elizabeth is only Queen Elizabeth II, correct? Because she's like 110 years old. So, Jesus. Which, good for her. Whatever magic cream that she's doing. Like, maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's fucking, like, dragon's blood.
Children.
I don't know. I don't know. Jesus.
Maybe it's the children's blood.
Dude, ask Oprah, apparently, under her basement. Jesus.
And Ellen. And Beyonce.
Apparently all of them.
And
fucking stupid.
I mean, that Prince dude, he does some weird shit.
They all apparently do. Like
Prince Charles? Is that who it was? With the fucking Epstein shit?
No, that was his...
Prince...
No, it was one of the brothers. Prince Albert.
Albert,
yeah. Prince Charles, like... Man,
No.
Prince Charles was the one... He was married to Princess Diana. Prince Albert is the one that was like, I don't sweat. So, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I have a condition that I don't sweat. And the girl was like, no, he was fucking sweating on me. He's like, I don't sweat. Like, that was his argument. Like, ask anybody. Ask fucking, like, Joe Blow at the gym. Like, I don't fucking sweat. And they're like, yeah, he doesn't sweat. Like, I also am, like, a cajillionaire now. So, like, yeah, whatever he says, he doesn't sweat. Great. Anyway, moving on. This is, like, 1,000 years old. Okay, so... 1,000 years long. Okay, so, anyway, so, blah, 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 blah.
It's my fault.
People died. Okay, so, people... Anyway, so people of lower rank...
something, and people died.
People died. So.
Is the name of our fucking... What was it gonna be? Anyway.
Annie Oxenfried. Okay, so...
And people died.
People died. So, people of lower rank, which was pretty much the current population, were killed by hanging, so they didn't even get this, like the freaking prestige of had their heads sliced and diced. Although I think there was one story of one of the prisoners that was decapitated, and they had to, like, hack her, which I might actually talk about it here in a minute, but they had to, like, hack her neck, like, 9 times to get her head off. And I think she was alive to, like, the first 6
Taurus. Just kidding.
She was very stubborn. Those Tauruses. That was probably the executioner. He was just like, oh, those Tauruses. They're just...
Better do this 8 more times.
Everyone's like putting up their, like, whatever for their TikToks.
Wait, what time were you born? Oh, I get it now. 9 more.
I better get the big knife. Like, it's fine. I better sharpen this hatchet.
I am so sorry. I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. Keep going, bitch.
That's what it should be called. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, because literally, sorry, guys, but it's pretty silly.
Not sorry. It's pretty silly. Okay. So
I didn't mean to get this drunk.
I didn't either, but it's fine. Pretty much, long story short, the lower class were just, like, their death sentence was hanging, period.
It was like, we don't give a fuck.
So, death by decapitation was mainly used for nobles. It was violent but short-lived method, fortunately. But it was common for the executioner to resume several times to detach the head, so, like I was saying, from the trunk of the condemned man or woman, apparently more so than ever. It depended on his skill and the state of his blade. So if he didn't have the rolling stone coming through, he didn't have a sharp knife.
God damn it!
The sharper it was, obviously, the quicker the execution.
Shout out Rolling Stone, local
See?
knife sharpening.
Hashtag sponsor us, decapitation. Okay, so the death was...
I'll call Jeff any day of the week.
You would. Okay, so...
What?
So the death was quick and painless if it was super sharp. So otherwise, as like the case of the Countess of Salisbury, it was probably much more painful. She suffered 11 blows before death occurred. Hashtag knife skills.
Yeah, I thought 9 was bad.
Yeah, 11. That's who I was thinking about. It wasn't 9.
Damn.
It was 11.
She was a fucking... I don't even know what her astrology sign was.
No, it was like the Taurus plus the Sagittarius.
A thick neck.
Yeah. She was big boned. She liked...
She was a Sag rising and a Taurus... I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my word. Nobody's listening anymore. Okay,
You're
so...
Like, this is insane.
So it is surprising to learn that actually torture was only employed in the Tower during the 16th and 17th centuries because it's actually known. The Tower of London is like, it's again known as the Tower of Terror essentially because people actually assumed it was just full of just torture and it was like this like, it was like
is
a
that what the ride's based on?
Well, it's, I don't know, but I know like
secretly.
I know that everyone like thinks that it's super haunted and everything else because like they just thought that it was just full of people just being fucking assholes. But actually, they were assholes, but not as much as you would think. So they're just like mediocre assholes. So, so it was during the 16th and 17th centuries. Only a fraction of the Tower's prisoners were tortured. But I mean, it still sucks that they were tortured at all, but by a means of compiling political prisoners to provide their captors with information. So during the reign of King James I, Sir Francis Bacon wrote, "In the highest cases of treasons, torture is used for discovery and not for evidence. So it's just a means to an end. So, no big deal. We just had to torture them.
The information.
Yeah. They wouldn't, the only reason why we needed to torture them because they wouldn't tell us what we wanted them to tell us. So clearly, we were in the right. We didn't mean to whip them, but like
they need to get on some mott.
They
fucking living
100%. So
justice.
So just to be clear,
and peace.
So just to be clear, torture was never legal in England. Those who carried out the brutal practices in the Tower acted under the direct orders and authority of the Privy Council and the monarch, whatever the fuck that means. The three main instruments of torture employed at the Tower were the rack. Have you ever heard of that? No? Okay, well, you're going to learn about it today. My parents
did tell me about this, like, fucking torture museum they went to in Italy, and I was like, you guys went to that?
There's actually a torture museum in the Tower of
I bet
London
there
as well.
is.
So there's the Scavenger's Daughter. And I think it's called the Manacles.
Wait, the fucking torture method is called the Scavenger's Daughter?
Yes. The one of them. So it's called the Rack, the Scavenger's Daughter, and there's the Manacles, I believe it's called.
All right, are you going to tell me what they
do?
Yeah.
So the Rack was the most widely and used instrument of torture, designed to stretch the victim's body, evenly dislocating the limbs and ripping them from their sockets like a...
Oh my god, the noise! You ASMR fucking bitch.
I did. So at the Tower, it is.
Oh my god, fuck you. Ew.
I got you back.
They're lambs.
So at the Tower, it was also known as the Duke of Exeter's Daughter. I don't know what that means, as it was claimed to be the invention of the Duke, a constable of the Tower in the 15th century. During the religious turmoil of the 16th century, the rack was employed freely by the Catholic Queen Mary and the monarchs Henry VIII, Edward VI, and Elizabeth I. Can I just tell you that I'm reading the fucking, what is it? The
Roman numerals?
Roman numerals like I'm fucking badass right now. I'm so happy with myself.
Hell yeah, okay. Girl. You know those X's and those V's.
I do. And the ones. Okay. So, anyway. So, you are so right about that. I'm an idiot. Okay, it's an I, you jackass. I'm sorry. You're not wrong. So the Scavenger's Daughter and the ones and it's the eyes. Okay, so the Scavenger's Daughter was designed by Sir Leonard Scaffington, who was the lieutenant of the tower during the reign of Henry VIII.
So do they just be like, they're like a fucking...
Yeah.
He was like a fucking guard, and he's like, I got a fucking idea.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do to the prisoners.
Yeah, it's not...
It's called the Scavenger's Daughter, and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than like, let's have crazy necktie fucking Fridays. It's very different than that, so...
That was a TikTok fucking day back then. Flashback Friday.
Oh my God.
Fucking Scavenger Daughter Saturday. Come out and see it.
Jesus Christ. So it worked as like the opposite principle of the rack. So the body was compressed rather than stretched. I hope you have sweet dreams tonight. So, and then finally the manacles are iron handcuffs, which I'm sure you've seen this because have you ever watched Monty Python? Okay,
Sort of.
We're not gonna talk then.
I know the fucking people of knee.
Okay. Yes.
And they're just like, that's not the sound, and that doesn't sound
they do
like it.
You the little coconuts. Okay, so anyway, so the manacles are iron handcuffs worn around the wrists. The tower, like in the tower, a prisoner would be suspended by the manacles from his feet off the floor. COVID. Okay, so sorry. So he would be suspended from his from the ceiling. And then and his feet would not be touching the floor, so often for long periods of time, casting great pain and discomfort. Afterwards, the victim would find it very painful and difficult to use his hands, so he couldn't pick up a lot of salt shakers. That's probably what he was concerned about. So okay, so the
soap.
Oh my God, I'm not even halfway done. I'm dead serious. So the bloody tower. So the middle tower. No, you're fine. So I'm just talking about like how like just what the towers themselves kind of were. So it's not really that long. So the bloody tower was originally known as the Garden Tower. So the name Bloody Tower can be traced back to 1571. It was here that the princes in the tower, again, the poor children, like she just whines, sorry. It was where the poor princes were found that were killed.
In the trunk.
Mm-hmm. And it was actually by the orders of their mean Uncle Richard III, which again is very like Lion King.
Uncle Dickie.
Like Uncle like Scar or something like from the fucking Lion King. So many years later, actually, during the reign of Charles II, 2 sets of bones of the young boys were found under a stairway. So this is, again, like what I was talking about before. The bodies were presumed to be those of the princes of the tower and were reburied in the Westminster Abbey. Since then, the tower has been dubbed the Bloody Tower because of their deaths. So that's where it comes from.
Not all the other ones, just the 2 twin boys.
Just the 2 twin boys, because they were precious.
Horrible.
It is. Okay, so... Wakefield Tower. The Wakefield Tower is where Henry VI was brutally murdered in 1471. During the time of the Wars of the Roses, the king was stabbed to death while praying in a small chapel. You know, how you do. So, yeah, and the Wakefield Tower actually housed the crown jewels from 1879 to 1967. The Beauchamp Tower, the... important prisoners were usually kept in the Beauchamp Tower, where the interior walls were covered with graffiti carved by the prisoners. The most elaborate carvings as a right? Just like a little backwards P's and a backwards K's, and it was all super cool. So, I don't know.
They spelled corn.
They spelled corn different ways, and it was super awesome.
K and backwards R.
It was so cool. Tower Green. The Tower Green is where the 2 Henry VIII's queens and several other people were beheaded. It was a rare honor to be beheaded inside the tower walls. Most people were executed outside of the tower hall.
It was an honor?
It was an honor because you weren't probably like, you didn't have an audience probably with you to do that. So most people were executed outside the tower hill, so the crowds who enjoyed such events could get a better view. So yeah, so it was you wanted to be executed inside the tower walls because then you could just be killed in private, apparently. So that was a treat.
I'm honored to be killed here in the inside.
And not have a rotten lettuce thrown at my face.
What a fucked up time to live.
Right? Like, well, like... I mean, can I request to be, like, killed so I don't have to have rotten fucking produce thrown at me. That'd be great. So they're like, no. Okay, so the Trader's Gate. The Trader's Gate was originally known as Watergate, but
no. What?
What? But the name was
Richard?
changed. Right, but the name was changed when it began to be used as a landing place for boats boarding important political prisoners. You are like all up in Buddha's shit right now, and I'm loving it. For some unfortunate prisoners, their view of the Watergate was their last glimpse of the outside world before execution. So the Jewel House. The Jewel House is where you'll find the Crown Jewels collection of gold, silver, precious stones, and other royal shit.
So where they killed everyone, they also had a fucking room.
Don't worry.
Of jewels.
Don't worry. They have some other shit. And I'll let you know here in just a few seconds. So between the Chapel Hill and Tower Green is a small paved area where a scaffold was erected for beheadings. The 6 people beheaded on this site were the 3 queens of England, Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, and Lady Jane Grey. Next we have the Queen's House. The Queen's House, built around 1530 by Henry VIII. It takes its name from the Victorian myth that it was built by Anne Boleyn, Henry's second wife and mother of Elizabeth I. I was right.
Oh shit, girl.
In actual fact, Anne spent the last 18 days of her life in the Queen's lodging, an extension of the royal apartments, which have been since torn down. In May of 1853, that was so wrong. On May of 1536, Queen Anne was taken from her lodgings and beheaded on the Tower Green for alleged infidelity. So we have the bell tower, and the bell tower was built
I'm gonna make a tiny drink.
Okay, go for it. Dude, that's the tiniest of drinks.
I'm good.
Are you sure you can make a tiny drink? I'm almost done with those. Okay, so we have the bell tower, and so the bell tower was built in the 13th century. In the past, when the bell is at the top and was rung in alarm, drawbridges were raised, and the gates were shut. The only time the bell is now rung is in the evening to warn visitors that it's time to leave. Prisoners were kept in that.
Get the fuck out of here!
Right, like it was time just to fucking leave. Okay, so and then we have the Mint. So Edward I from 1272, which is still a weird fucking date, to 1307, installed the Mint within the safety of the tower's walls. And most of the coins of the realm were made, which again sounds so fucking Game of Thronesy to me. It's so weird. Were made there in a dedicated area that became known as Mint Street. Tampering with coins was treason, and the threat of horrific punishment deterred most, if not at all, thieves and foragers. So that was the Mint. So, and I believe, I don't think they make money there anymore, but they did for a minute, just because it was a big old fortress.
Coins?
Yes.
Don't fuck with my coins,
Don't fuck with
bitch.
my coins. So here's some fun facts. So during the 1200s, which is again a weird sentence, a royal zoo was founded at the Tower of London.
Oh no, what was in the zoo?
Oh, and it remained there for 600 fucking years. So longer than this country's been around. So that's pretty cool, right? It was filled with exotic animals such as polar bears, which I guess they kept it muzzled, and they chained it to keep it from escaping. So like it would like dick around like in
I can't imagine a fucking zoo in the 1200s.
Oh, just wait. So so they had lions, kangaroos, ostriches, and elephants. It was established in 1235, and they didn't know jack shit about exotic animals.
Wow, we have been having zoos since 1235.
Yes. So the king appointed the sheriffs of London to take care of it. Like, can you imagine? Like, so
the police have way too much on their plate.
Right. They're like, you know what? Figure out the lions and bears and shit too. And they're
the
like,
mental health and the homeless.
Sure. So so that's where the muzzle and the snout chain for the polar bear came from. So they were like, just put that on them, and just he can go find the fish in the moat. Like that's like, so he would swim around in the moat, and he would have like with a muzzle on, and he would just be swimming around because he's an asshole. They're all assholes. Okay, so when the Tower Zoo closed in 1835, all the animals were moved to the new London Zoo in, I guess, a different kind of park. That's where it is today, and you will be able to see. But today you're able to see sculptures of these animals that once lived in the tower. So they made them like out of these wire kind of bushel things. It's kind of cool, but
they were in the tower.
Yeah, they were in the tower. It was like they called it a menagerie. So it was like a menagerie of animals. Yes. So it was like
the second time we've talked about Aladdin today.
I know, right? It's Middle Eastern. It's coming back. So because he had a little magic carpet that he could fly around in.
Yeah.
Okay. So
do you wish for the Nile?
I do.
And then he is free, so he doesn't give him the Nile because
it's true.
He's a free genie.
It's true.
Anyways, but
tell me, wish for the Nile. Wish for the Nile. Oh, so there was like a little
menagerie.
So if the ravens, there's like these ravens in the tower. Like it's a superstition. If they leave the tower will fall. Which at this point it doesn't really matter, but it's a superstition. So at least 6 ravens are kept at the Tower of London at all time. The flock of resident ravens even include a spare. So it's 7 ravens, I guess. Each raven has their wings clipped to make sure they don't fly too far away from home. So it's again like they keep them there because they're like, if we don't keep the birdies there, then the tower will fall down. Boo!
But we're gonna clip their wings, and manipulate it, so that it really because
correct.
Weird.
Whatever you're saying is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the tower houses the crown jewels and has done for many centuries now. The estimated value of the crown jewels is said to be in excess of like 20 billion pounds. So $32 billion in our currency. With the Star of Africa, which is a lot like, I guess, the Reigns of Africa.
Kemet? Just kidding. That's
alone,
not all of Africa, but we know about Kemet now.
Yes. We do know about Kemet now. So, the Star of Africa alone estimated $40 million. I'm sorry. That's incorrect. $400 million. So
like, who owns it? Like a museum?
I think just England owns it.
Because, like, I know that in the, when I went to the fucking Smithsonian, they had some sort of fucking...
Right, so it says...
They had the heart... Like the ocean there?
Right. So the heart of the...
Anyways.
Fucking Rose.
I thought that they had some crown jewels there, but they don't.
So this is an estimate based on the jewels' worth as jewels and included their relation to the monarchy. Like, but in all actuality, like they're considered priceless. So. Yeah. Nobody can
it's like no one's ever gonna buy them,
right?
And they're never gonna give them away. But technically,
they cost like 32 billion hugs. That's what they cost.
In unicorns, right? And fucking
so
minotaurs.
That was my short but not short story of Tower of London that you probably didn't get any information because I was way too drunk. So it was fine.
No, whoops. I was literally every single thing you said. I was like, ah!
No, it's fine because this is exactly what I did with yours, so it's fine.
That was good though. I didn't know shit about the London of Tower.
You probably
Tower.
You probably still don't know shit about the London of Tower.
I don't even know the name of it, so perfect. Should we roll?
We should probably roll. You get the fuck out of here.
It's time to go to bed.
It's time to leave.
What time is it? 12:48?
It is 11 o'clock.
Oh my.
Oh, wow, dear. All right. Oh, wait. Do you want to give your shout out?
I'll give my shout out. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
If you guys want to follow us on Instagram, you should. It's THURDYISH, 30-ish, misspelled. Thank you for sending us DMs. Thank you for sending us your messages. And if you don't, that's fine. Feel free. We love your little fucking...
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. We love when you guys send us memes and little things to repost. If you guys have any like topic suggestions for us, we'll talk about them.
We will.
And thank you for listening. Shay needs a roll. I gotta roll. I gotta fucking go to bed. And roll out. I just took a last shot. Just kidding.
You did.
I did take a little sip.
Yeah, I can't blame.
Take a sip, take a sip, take a sip, baby, take a sip.
Well, shit. What was it?
2.
It's so crazy. I got crime.
Ready?
Go.
I'm not getting 5.
What do you think it is?
No.
Nope.
Food?
Nope. Science.
Paranormal science. Okay. Actually, I have a good science.
Perfect.
I'm excited. Love science.
I love crime.
Except I don't love science sometimes. All right. Well. Crime and science next week.
Boop, boop.
Love you guys. Thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.